Well, what a weekend it's been for Manor Park RFC. 57 players pull on the red and black shirts and a green and black one as well for the second team. The first team pick up a 59-0 away win. Bedworth scoring 9 tries in the process to go up to third in Midlands 3 West South. The second team went away to Solihull and played Edwardians, winning 48-15, scoring 8 tries. And the third team kicked us off on the right foot. The early kick-off here at the Griffin Coast, and they defeated Rugby St Andrew's second team 19-17. My name's Bobby Bridge. I'm the Fixed Secretary and Press Officer and host of this weekly podcast where we look at events going on and off the pitch at the club. Joining me here tonight, I've got Stephen Ballard from the first team, fresh from his hat-trick on Saturday. How was that for you on Saturday, Spud?
Oh, brilliant, mate. First hat-trick on the board. It's quite good to be on the pitch. Great bunch of lads to have it with, and best team to score a hat-trick with, really, and to put it over a good team, really. Yeah.
And also with us we've got Carl Bishop, also in the first team on Saturday. Now, Carl, correct me if I'm wrong, were you in the team last time we played them here, which was the 69-0 defeat? So there wasn't too many survivors from that game. Tell me about the experience from that game all those months ago, all those years ago, and your feelings coming into this most recent game.
It was more nerves than anything, just in case the same thing happened again. I don't think there was any fear of that with the lads that we've got available, but nerves do set in for the game. But luckily, vindication. There was only 3 of us from that previous team in Kempy and Wicket, so vindication came.
Yeah. And so how soon into the game did you feel that things were going the right way? The tries didn't come immediately, did they? But perhaps 2 or 3 scores in, it seemed we were in quite a good groove.
When Spud scored his first try, can't really go wrong with that. That sets the momentum for the game, and then we knock in another 4 before the half, so it's not bad.
I mean, how was it out there on the pitch, Spud? I mean, for looking from the sidelines, there's a lot of us. We were probably caught up in the kind of, the hoopla, the shouting, the blowing of the horns, but it looked like you had the scrum up front in the scrums and lineouts.
I think the game was straight from the off. I mean, we kicked it and managed to get it back. I mean, they turned it over, but straight away, first there was a bit of a shoe-in from them and stuff like that. Nothing that we didn't expect. We knew that they'd come in with first strong 10 minutes. But I think once we got past that spell of, I think we scored on 9 minutes. I think once we put that down, their heads went down and just kind of kept your foot on the neck, really, and it just all went from there.
And Cal, what was said perhaps in the change rooms by your coach and your captain? What was the message for you when out there on the pitch?
Nothing particularly special, just do what we've been doing. We knew how they were going to play. We knew that we had to try and avenge some sort of defeat after the last time we met them at home. But really, it was just to sort of go to work and do what you've got to do. Simple, really.
And what about this man here with a hat-trick as a hooker? Obviously he got a decent try the other week against Upton, a 40-metre intercept, scoring a hat-trick as well. Don't really expect that from your hooker, do you?
No, not to outpace a winger when you chip the ball over either.
Talk us through that try then. It was the last try, wasn't it? Yeah.
All I hear is kick the ball, well, chocolate ball, kick the ball, and he chases it, scores. Never seen him run so fast.
Fantastic. And obviously we went into the game off the back, the second time this season we've got 3 teams out, which means 56, 57 players. Obviously neither of you are there, but you've probably been there in a second team before where you've been sent away and you've had the disappointment of having your local derby against Bedworth called off. You must have a lot of respect, Cal, for the second teamers for getting over that disappointment, keeping themselves available, going away and winning well.
Oh yeah, of course. Every time a game gets called off, it's not the best thing, but to rally round it and get a team together and go over there and still manage to get a W is a great achievement, really.
And Spud, the third team, like I say, there's going to be not many times rugby club this level where you're going to make some pretty harsh calls in terms of when you've got everyone available, perhaps brought on by the fact we were supposed to have 2 local derbies with Bedworth. A couple of lads missed out, and the one with perhaps raised the most kind of eyebrows was Shane Duffy. Now, Shane's a lad who's come into rugby a little bit late in life, like many people at this club, and it seems like, well, I was there on the pitch with him. He definitely reacted in the right way. I mean, you must be pretty pleased with your teammate for reacting like that.
Well, I'll give Shane a lot of stick. give him a bit of a shoeing in training, tell him he's this, tell him he's that, but he's shutting me up really, and he's found his position, he's playing well, he's doing everything that I knew he could do, but I just had to kind of pull it out of him. But it reminds me a lot of me when I first started playing. Knew I could do it, I just weren't very confident, I didn't want to get stuck in. He's getting stuck in now, and he sat me down a couple of times in training, so you know, he's doing all I'd expect him to do really.
Just a little bit on yourself then, Spud. Now I know you put these on our private forums and stuff, but you know, you looked perhaps to only have the one season in Manor Park. You had a great year last year, and you came back for a little bit more. Tell me about that, how you came to that decision, and how you feel about it now.
Well, I come down Manor Park because I was injured. I'd got dislocated shoulders, I'd got bad ankles, got bad knees. Come down to carry on playing rugby really and help another local team do well. We did really well, and I come down not knowing anybody. Within a couple of weeks, I just felt like part of the family. Come the end of the year, I could never see myself leaving really, and I can see myself in 15 years playing down here, to be honest. It's a whole another place of rugby really.
It's good to hear, mate. It's good to hear. I did the same thing, mate. I decided to come from Bedworth to get with a few injuries, but I just got more injured and fatter and older, so hopefully you don't have the same curse as me. I think you're a little bit more motivated than me. So up next this Saturday, we've got the visit of Droitwich, who are top of the table, won all 5 games with bonus points. Unfortunately, you're going to miss this one, aren't you, Cal, because of work commitments? Yeah. How much of a frustration is that, mate?
It's horrendous, to be honest, the amount of talks that I was trying to get out of working on the Saturday, but unfortunately they pay the wages.
Yeah.
So,
but then, you know, we've got, fingers crossed, Dan Joyce to step in there, and more than able deputy at 10.
Not a bad replacement, is he? No.
But I mean, what would your message be to the boys going to that one, mate? Because obviously you're going to be, no doubt, kind of keeping one eye on it.
Same thing, same intensity. No need to change anything really. Just keep going.
Fantastic. And Spud, yourself, you know, it's a big game, and the chance to prove yourself. It's going to be a marked, with all due respect to Bedworth, it's going to be a marked step up from the challenge possessed by Bedworth on Saturday, isn't it?
Yep. I don't really go into any game seeing as a challenge really. I just see it as another day in the office. At Manor Park, nothing surprises me now. We've beaten teams we didn't think we could beat, and we've lost against teams that we knew we can beat. So take it from the first whistle, finish it at the last one. Just play how we've been playing, and I can't really see anybody bothering us really.
And perhaps another message for the seconds, you know, again, unfortunately they're going to have to go on their travels. Obviously last week was supposed to be a home game and that was called off, but Southam, their first team playing the level above, so you imagine the second team's going to be a fairly stern challenge as well. So you know, how much of a boost does it give you as a team when you come out of the change rooms after a first team game and you hear your second and your third team have played and seems to be the theme of the season, have won as well?
It's incredible to get 3 teams out in the first place, let alone to get 3 big wins and to get a big social after really. There's not a lot of teams about, let alone in such a little small town, to get 57 players down to all want to play rugby, to all have a good laugh. You don't get it. You don't get it in some of the big teams in leagues above. So it's a massive thing. It just shows the talent. Some of the talent in the second team, brilliant. It could play first team. Some of the talent in the third team could play second team. It's brilliant. For the coaches to have to pick between that many players, I wouldn't want the job.
Well, I mean, as the fixture secretary at the club, I got contacted by, I won't name them, but 4 different clubs asking us for players. I won't name one of them, but I'll say one of them is managed by Matt Capel, begging us for players for the second team, for their second teams on Saturday. And I think all 4 of those teams failed to get second teams out. But I think it's important not to gloat too much, isn't it? Because, as you know, Cal, as I know, 2 years ago, after that defeat to Bedworth, there were some discussions about the future of the club, whether, you know, it's probably the same chats that probably Bedworth are having right now, actually, about the direction of the club. And I think that's why I found it awkward on Saturday after the Bedworth game, because it's not a time to gloat, because we were there. You know, we were there when we were putting first teams down on a sheet of paper thinking, Jesus, you know, this team's probably not going to win. They're probably going to get beaten heavily. But later that season, again, Carl, I don't know if you were in this game when they played away at Bedworth. Did you?
Yes, yeah, I did, yeah.
And 28-12, and you could perhaps root Manor Park's gradual rise probably from that day, because a 28-12 defeat against a team that was smashing everybody between Christmas and April, that was probably where things started turning around. Do you think that's fair to say?
The best defeat I've ever been a part of.
Really?
One of the most brilliant moments. Although it was a defeat, it was still one of the most. Just to see the look on Kempy's face as being captain at the time, to know that they weren't, we weren't just pushovers, that was just a bad day at the office for us. And a 69-0 defeat, 28-14, it was, like I say, the best defeat that I've ever been a part of, although I shouldn't probably say that.
Was Saturday one of the best wins you've been a part of, perhaps?
Yeah, it was, I would say so. I think there's been more for winning leagues, winning the league and the cup last year. I think they were a bit more important. I think this was, it's just a continuation of going in the right direction and making sure that we continue going that Bedworth for just a hurdle that we had to overcome at the time.
Fantastic. Well, that leaves us pretty much with it, lads. So, Cal, enjoy your Saturday, doing whatever you do.
Yeah, thanks.
And Spud, good luck for your game, pal. And,
nice, early and fresh.
Yeah, that's it, pal. That's it. No, nice staying in Friday night.
Nope.
I didn't think so. All right, have a good one, lads. Cheers. Thanks for joining us.